Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about how I drove a Porsche for free, and you can too. First, much needed coffee. A couple of years ago, I bought a Taycan. It was towards the end of the year, and someone basically refused delivery of a vehicle that they ordered. So I got a little lucky there, and I received about a $10,000 discount from the dealership if I agreed to take delivery before the end of the year. Obviously, they're probably trying to make their numbers. But then, in addition to that, because it was an electric vehicle, I had the additional $7,500 tax credit in the United States, so which actually helped me out a little bit as well. So when we had the birth of our second child, I found out the rear-facing car seat that we bought didn't fit, and because of that, I was like, you know what, we need another car. Instead of using that and driving another one, I was like, you know what, let me just trade this one in. This time I was looking at another vehicle, not Porsche, and they offered me my trade-in value. Actually ended up getting $5,000 back. So this doesn't happen anymore. Obviously some of the chip shortages have been addressed, and Taycans recently have been depreciating more than some of the other Porsche, just because the demand, I would say, is not as much. There's more electric vehicles out there now, and there's quite a few on the road already, so a lot more in the market to choose from rather than customizing and ordering your own. But that being said, Porsche is a luxury brand that really knows its customers, and that's why, based on that, their production level for most of the vehicles, besides, let's say in this case, the Taycan, if we look at the 911s, the Boxsters, the 718 Caymans, even the new Cayenne, they produce it in limited numbers. So if you were to go to the dealership right now, you're probably not going to find one. Now, living in Dubai, I actually went to the Porsche dealership a couple of days ago, and I wanted to place an order on a new Cayenne, and they told me, Hamza, it's going to be an 8-month wait for the one that I want. So I'm like thinking to myself, what else is there? One, it tells me that it's a good sign where the demand right now is high and the production isn't there. Well, there's market demand for one. The other SUV option is their Macan. Now, from what I'm told right now, this might be the last year Macan's going to be produced as a gas combustion vehicle. Now, it might be a gamble if that's going to retain value or not. It's a fairly refined product. I think the original one came out back in like 2014, and it's just being another reiteration. I think this current model is probably the second facelift of that vehicle. But that being said, it's a refined product, and there's going to be limited numbers produced for 2024, and I feel like that might be a decent one to get because the wait on that one is not as long. Now, how do you drive it for free? So looking at the prices, not just in Dubai, but in the States and some of the other countries that I've seen, if you were to order a vehicle from the dealership, they're going to sell it to you at the MSRP book value. You go ahead, you place an order on one. You go ahead and place that deposit. Great. You place your, let's just say, $10,000 deposit towards that one vehicle right now, which I think I'm going to do on the Macan. Let's say we order that vehicle, and 2-4 months later it comes in, and we take delivery of that vehicle, and right when we're taking delivery of that vehicle, go ahead and place a deposit for another one. If you were to pay up front, you buy it outright, you go ahead and place an order on another one, you place another $10,000 deposit, and you order another vehicle. 3-4 months later, that vehicle comes in. Once that comes in, you're going to take your first vehicle that you took delivery of, and you're going to sell it privately to a private dealership. Maybe this model might not work in the States just because of the taxes. You might say there's a tax advantage of doing a swap with the dealership, but in other countries, I'd say privately, you might get a 6 to 8% premium on that vehicle's book value. Because the demand is so hot and dealerships don't have these readily available, there's private dealerships selling them for a premium. So let's just say for a Cayenne, $100,000 is selling for $120,000 or $130,000 at some of these dealerships. The demand is really high and people want them, and they're not willing to wait 6 to 8 months for delivery. They want it today. Now, the Macan might be one that's questionable. It might still depreciate a little bit, but again, if we look at it from historically, the first gen Macan that's probably, let's say, 6-7 years old is still selling for, I'd say, only 20 to 30% less than it will cost brand new. This is excellent value for a car being that old with thousands of miles on it. So I feel like Porsche is one brand that makes solid vehicles with great engines that can last you easily 100, 200,000 miles. These cars are meant to be driven. Now, if you go with this approach where you can take delivery of one, place an order on another one, and then go ahead and trade the original one in every 4 to 6 months or however long it takes for your new car to come in, you can constantly be changing out your vehicle. Let's say swapping from a Cayenne to maybe the new electric Macan, or let's say a 911 to a Cayenne. Maybe your family grows. So that way you constantly take advantage advantage of the car still being relatively new and someone wanting it that will be willing to pay a premium for that, so therefore your base cost is almost negligible. You may even churn a profit, like how I did on my Taycan in this case. Oh yeah, and if you'd like this video, go ahead and press the like button down below, subscribe to my channel, and let me know in the comments, what Porsche would you get? Do you think my decision is good on the Macan, or would you suggest getting something else? Let me know. See you guys in the next one.